Welcome back to Ray's Toys and Collectibles. Today we're taking a look at the Mortal Kombat Classic Sub-Zero by McFarlane Toys. Are you ready? Quick look at the packaging first. A very slim box, Mortal Kombat Classic. It kind of suggests that these are all figures based on the first Mortal Kombat game, but they are based on the Mortal Kombat 2 game. Couple differences with those two games. Of course, there are more characters in the second game than the first, and yeah, the costumes are a little different, but you can still pass them off as Mortal Kombat 1 characters if you want. And these packages are made to look like the arcade game. You can see here, start, a couple buttons and a joystick. Sides also look like the arcade machine. Bottom nothing special, top just a window, and the back shows the character from the game, and it has a bio.
Sub-Zero, thought to have been killed in the Shaolin tournament. Sub-Zero mysteriously returns. It is believed he traveled into the outworld to again attempt to assassinate Shang Tsung. To do so, he must fight his way through Shao Kahn's tournament.
Round 1. So, taking a look at Sub-Zero or Bihan, I think he looks phenomenal. McFarlane Toys did a great job with the sculpt of this figure. The head, the suit, it all looks very nice. Even the leg armor looks very neat. And I've had my share of Mortal Kombat figures, and I think McFarlane is doing a great job here. I've had the Jazzwares figures. Yeah, they were crap. Bad sculpts, bad articulation, not great quality. Also had the Mesco figures, they were 6-inch scale. I would have preferred 6-inch over 7-inch, but it's not too bad. And yeah, the problem with those figures, the articulation wasn't great, and I thought the sculpts were a little soft. This has a lot more detail to it, which I do prefer. And you also had Storm Collectibles, they were bigger figures, and there was also a problem for me because yeah, they don't display very well in a detail, and you have to allocate a lot of space for those figures, and honestly the prices, yeah, were pretty high. So, and at some point, and I didn't get into the line, because when I wanted to get into the line, I just noticed that they were just releasing ninja after ninja after ninja after ninja, and yeah, that's not good. And I get it, you have to get Scorpion, you have to get Sub-Zero, Reptile, yeah, and they're all the same figure with just different colors. I do get that, but you have to space it out a bit. And if you just make someone buy the same figure over and over and over again at that price point, yeah, you're gonna destroy your toy line. So hopefully McFarlane Toys will not do that, and they will space it out nice and evenly, and they will differentiate it a bit with some accessories. But yeah, that's the thing that I'm not too happy about when it comes to this line. You have these single boxed figures that go from 30 to 35 bucks a piece, whether it's US dollars or in euro, and you have the 2-packs, which include a bunch of accessories, different faces, heads, and also a base with stands, and the backdrop is just cardboard. But yeah, those give you the accessories that the single boxed figures are lacking, which is ridiculous, because at 30 to 35 bucks a piece, they definitely need to come with some accessories that are specific for the character. So with this figure, an Ice Blast should have been included, but to get that, you'll have to get that 2-pack, which is ridiculous, because they go for 85 to 89 bucks a piece. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's way too expensive for two figures, and there's a lot of accessories, but still, yeah, that's way too much. I think 70 bucks would have been more reasonable, and then even at that price, for 30 to 35 bucks for a single figure, it should still come with an extra accessory, because McFarlane has done a Sub-Zero before and it came with accessories and it was the same price as this figure, so why the change now? Is it a money grab, or I don't know, it's very weird. And the Sub-Zero in the 2-pack, it comes with Mylena, it's pretty much the same figure, but it has the transparent forearms to simulate the ice effect. And while that's not terrible, yeah, the price point, yeah, not my thing. Paying that much for 2 figures with just a bunch of accessories, while it's cool, yeah, the price point is just way too high in my opinion. And this figure comes with no special move accessories, character specific accessories, like I said, an ice blast for this figure. Yeah, that I think the price should have been more like 25 bucks a piece and not 30 to 35. That, I think that's a little steep. Still, I think this figure looks very, very nice. So, yeah, he doesn't come with any accessories, unfortunately. So what does he come with? A stand. Nothing too special here. Only 1 pack. Really should have been 2 packs in my opinion, but oh well. And then you can give him these hands. And it has one for left and one for right. And basically to grab something, but yeah. There we get the problem again. He doesn't have anything to hold on to. So, yeah, kind of pointless to have these hands come with the figure if there's no Ice Blast or Ice Sword, Ice Axe or whatever to hold. So, yeah, that's a little lame. Thought, come on, you should have included an Ice Blast with this figure. Or maybe an alternate head, that would have been nice too. With the scar going through the eye. I think that would have been nice too. But still, even though I'm moaning about the lack of accessories with this figure, this is still the best looking Sub-Zero figure we've gotten in many, many years. Round 2. Taking a look at the articulation of Sub-Zero, his head can only go up this far. There's a double ball pack in the neck, and unfortunately there's no slit in the neck, and it's a little bit too high up. So yeah, he cannot look more up than this. It's not a huge deal, but it would have been nice if there was a little more movement there. Down quite a bit. Of course, turn around. You can tilt side to side very nicely. Arms go all the way around. Just have to work around this. And this is a little bit of a rubber piece, so it will get out of the way. Going up though, can't go further than this, but I think it's a reasonable amount. And if you move the arm back down, go here, and there's this black filler piece. Just push it back down. Again, if you move it up, you see this comes with it. Just push it back down, it will be easier to get this arm back down. And that filler piece acts kind of like a butterfly joint. Not exactly, but you see it shifts up and down. And the arm can also go back a bit and forward a bit. An actual butterfly joint would have been nice, but this isn't bad either. Then rotation here, nice double jointed elbow, and then hand, a hole in the hand, back on the wrist, and there's a ball there with a hinge, and depending on how you have that hand, you can either get it go this way, but and also up. So you basically get horizontal and vertical in that wrist, and that's very nice. It's different than Marvel Legends, but while it doesn't look great on all figures, because this has that armor piece here, it doesn't bother me as much. And it's nice to see that other companies are also doing this now, because I've seen this on the Mattel Chronicles figures for the Master of the Universe line. They also have this, which is kind of nice. So looking at the waist, it is very much restricted by this, but there's still enough movement. Now there's a rotation here at the waist, but it doesn't give you a lot. Most of the movement waist wise for rotation is in the upper part here, as you can see, and there's also tilt, and then together with the joint here, forward and back. It's not a lot, but I think it's enough. It's not groundbreaking, unfortunately, but yeah, it's all due to the costume. If you had a figure that doesn't have a costume, like a naked guy like Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, Jax, you'd probably have a lot more movement there than with a figure like this with the suit. Can't really fault McFarlane for that. So let's continue with the articulation. Legs go out all the way forward, a little restricted by this, but not a lot. So the movement is pretty good as far as I'm concerned. Back, nice amount. Rotation here, and I like that this is a floating piece, so it doesn't break the sculpt here. But unfortunately, when you move the knees, and there's not ratchet here, very tight, it does kind of break the armor here, the knee pads. But yeah, what can you do? I'd rather have the articulation point than not. So yeah, then rotation here, up and downward movement, tilt, and it has that toe joint, which is very neat. So articulation wise, yeah, this figure is pretty good. Could have been better, definitely, but again, the movement in the torso, can't really blame McFarlane for that because of the suit. Yeah, there's no way around it other than breaking up the sculpt and putting a big hinge here, and yeah, probably wouldn't have looked as great as this. But again, the movement, I think it's more than enough. So well done there as well, McFarlane.
Round 3.
So while unfortunately this Sub-Zero figure doesn't come with any character specific accessories like an Ice Blast, you can still be creative and get some other accessories into the display from other lines, like the Marvel Legends Secret Wars Iceman, Ice Slide and Ice Blast that you can see here. It is a shame that this figure doesn't come with any accessories like Ice Blast. This is still the best Sub-Zero figure that I've seen in a very long time. So I think McFarlane did a great job here. Well, not the perfect job, of course. So I could have done a little more improvement with the range of movement on this figure. I think it's still very well articulated. It's very well sculpted, well painted. But yeah, for 30 to 35 bucks, it is a little steep. If you included some Ice Blast, yeah, then I think that pill would have been a little easier to swallow. I'm gonna go ahead and give this an 8.5 out of 10. I'm gonna recommend you pick this up if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, because this is a really great looking action figure. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please stay tuned for more. Please comment hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. And let me know, what's your favorite character from the Mortal Kombat franchise? Mine is Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Finish him! Fatality. Scorpion wins.